Okay, next is the startup and the shutdown. I think we've already talked about this. When you first power up your engine, the engines will stay silent with no sound. If you want to start it up so that all the lights and the smoke and everything and the sound all function, you'll need to press number 3, and that basically activates all the features on the engine so it's ready to use. If you want to silence the engine and turn off all the lights and smoke and everything, you can press 6 to shut down. Engine sound number 4 button. What that allows you to do is you can, with a single button press, you can basically turn all of the engine sounds on the engine on or off. If you do use the engine sound off button, you actually can still play the bell and the whistle. Alright, number 7 is the headlight. That allows you to turn the headlight on and off. Protocast, that we talked about earlier. This allows you to, when you depress this protocast, this now, and you'll see that there's a C displayed on the upper right side of the remote. This is now listening through the protocast port on the TIU for any sound or music or whatever. If we had an MP3 player hooked up to it, you'd be hearing music playing. Press it again to turn it off. PFA, this is the passenger freight announcements. In the videos below this set, you will see how this passenger freight announcements work. Next is the read button. What this button basically allows you to do is actually does 2 things. One is that if you've got, and let's just go back up here and check what engines we have. We have the lash up, and this Santa Fe listed as active. If, say for instance, we've powered the layout down and we've changed all our engines around and we want to now control a whole different set of engines and we want to bring them all up to the current active set, we can easily do that by hitting the read button. And when you press the read button, the remote sends a command to the TIU to check all the engines that are on the track. So what it does is it now basically, when you go to the engine list, it now lists all the engines that are on the layout. And you can now easily select them and control.
How's she been firing?
The other purpose that the read button serves is whenever you hit it, it also resends the watchdog signal. So that, for instance, if you have engines on your layout already running and you don't want to power everything down and you want to add a new engine to the layout, you can basically power a siding down with a switch, and then just before you power up the siding, you can press that read button, power on the siding, and it will resend the watchdog signal from the TIU to tell the engine to make sure it stays put and to remind it that it's about to get commands from the remote. The Doppler Effect, this is an enhanced feature for the whistle sound effect to basically duplicate the Doppler effect from the horn or the whistle. And finally, the last button here is the emergency stop. This button here is used that if you're running the TIU in normal mode where you have power going from the input to the output, if you press emergency stop, this basically cuts immediately all power from the input ports in the TIU to the output ports. It basically completely powers down the TIU. This is basically an emergency feature that if you've got an impending disaster, you've got a derailment, you're about to have a collision, you can press this emergency stop if you're running in normal mode, and it'll immediately power down all the tracks and all the engines that are running through the TIU. Now, if you're running the TIU in passive mode, like I was explaining before, where it's basically an unlimited mode, this feature essentially does not work because it can't cut the input power because the power supply is actually direct connected to the track. For that reason, that reason and others, what I actually choose to use is a wireless outlet remote. And what this remote allows me to do, if this thing will focus here, there we go, basically allows me to cut the power to my wall outlet on and off with this toggle switch. And I can basically anywhere in the yard, I can turn the power to my layout on and off. So this is a great little safety feature to have on you at all times. And I also have a section in the Garden Railroad's modification page that has pictures of this and where you can get it, how much it costs, and also an example of another one that we've also tried that works good. Okay, I think that pretty much does it for the overview. I appreciate your watching, and hope you've enjoyed and hope you've gotten some benefit out of this overview.